from you and they did not give it back, especially if this is a family member or sibling. But I do feel like for a lot of you cancers, you were having issues with people that you live with in the month of November, okay? Especially with a lot of that Scorpio energy making things much more intense for you guys. There may be issues around feeling as if you were not treated fairly. And here we also have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. All right. So, the energy is just a little wacky for you guys coming into November in the sense that, you're kind of fighting off this negative energy in your life, that you feel like um, is not treating you with the respect and with the consideration that you deserve. All right. For some of you, this could be someone who's very immature. With this Page of Wands here, this could definitely represent a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. For others of you, it could be earth or air also because we have swords and pentacles here. But because there is this Page of Wands card here at the very beginning of your reading, this is more than likely having to do with a fire sign that you're involved with, or it's having to do with issues that stem from your childhood, okay? Of feeling mistreated, of maybe feeling like the not the strongest one of the bunch, and feeling as if you're kind of being stepped on. Some of you may have grown up as the youngest, or perhaps an only child, or may have been kind of the one in the family that felt left out. And these are feelings that are resurfacing at this time in the month of November, okay? And in addition to all of those cards in reverse, you also have the Empress in reverse as well. So this lets me know that you're not feeling your most empowered, especially for my feminines out there. You're not feeling as empowered, and you feel like people are taking away things that are rightfully yours. So, what's going to be the outcome of this situation? And let's see if the universe has any advice for you concerning the situation. So, the Four of Swords also came up in reverse, and this is actually a good thing with this Four of Swords in reverse. The universe doesn't want you to lay down and to take this injustice. The universe wants you to stand up for yourself, to speak up. For a lot of you cancers, you may routinely feel walked over or as if you're not listened to, as if people only listen to you when they need help. And, then when it comes to things that actually matter to you, you may feel as if you don't have a voice or as if your voice isn't valued, okay? So it's really important that you don't just lay down and take this injustice. Some of you might actually be isolating in your room, especially if you live with other people. You may not be coming out of your room, or you may not want to leave your safe space, whatever that is for you, to deal with this situation, because you might just be feeling as if you're opening up your sensitive energies to chaos. But the universe does want you to take the time to put your foot down with these people. And Cancer, is actually more than likely that you've already tried a verbal confrontation with these people, that you've already tried to get your point across. And this might be why we have this Four of Swords energy here in the reverse of just feeling tired. This spread is an energy of feeling worn down, of feeling like, what's the use? Okay, but there is an upside for this, and this is happening to you so that you can realize that you do deserve better treatment, that you deserve better than this, okay? So don't take this as someone kicking you while you're down, Cancer, even though it might very well feel this way. Make sure that you're seeing this is a challenge from the universe, because the universe wouldn't give you anything that it thought you couldn't handle, right? So you want to make sure. I'm just going to switch these cards around so you can see the cards that just came out a little bit more clearly, okay? So the universe does want you to take this as a lesson to stand up for yourself and to practice using your voice, because a lot of you, even though you're very capable of speaking up for yourself and for others, you'd rather not be bothered. You really don't want to get into drama. You really want emotional balance, Cancer. But sometimes, in order to get balance in our life, we have to speak up for what we deserve, all right? Because if you allow people from the outside to dictate how you're treated or what you deserve, you could end up missing out on your blessings because people keep stealing them from you. And part of that is because you're not speaking your mind to protect yourself. When you speak your mind, it's not just about having a fight or an altercation or winning over the other person. It's also about, speaking up for your rights so that people understand where you're coming from, setting boundaries with people so they know what's okay and what's not okay with you, how it's okay to treat you and how it is not. And, to set those boundaries firmly. And we also have that message echoed here with the Eight of Pentacles, that the reason why you're being tested in this way, the reason why the universe is allowing these challenges to happen to you in the month of November is so that you can work on your boundaries. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles, and this is the month of Scorpio, even though later it is Sagittarius. This is Scorpio season, and Scorpio is also represented by the number 8. So here with the Eight of Pentacles, some of you may be Scorpio risings. Some of you have just had issues all your life with people crossing your boundaries. You may be an 8th house stellium, or you may have other Scorpio placements. But you may have grown up in an abusive household, or just in a household where you were, not really considered as far as your feelings. Maybe you were the little one, or maybe you were considered the baby, and no one ever took you seriously. And this is the time to work out of that false self-belief that your feelings don't matter, or that your feelings and boundaries aren't to be taken seriously, because this is a part of who you are. What your boundaries are defines you as an individual. It defines all of us as an individual, when we tell people how we want to be treated and what will not be accepted, okay? And it also either opens a door to letting people in your life who are actually going to respect your boundaries, or, it closes the door on those types of people that you really need or want in your life coming in. Because your room, so to speak, the room of your life, so to speak, is too much, too full of people who don't respect you, to let those people that have good vibrations in. All right, so you want to make sure that you use this month to kind of clean house, also to take those people who are just negative, who don't respect you, out of your life, no matter how hard it is. Okay, because it's definitely going to um pay off in the long run, as long as it's in a way that's respectful, that's safe, that's legal. Make sure that you get those people out of your life, so that you're not continuing to go through this. All right, so we also have the Nine of Wands in reverse, and the Justice card in the reverse. So again, with the Justice card, this just also brings up that energy of not feeling as if you were being treated fairly. It brings up an energy also with the Nine of Wands in the reverse. I feel like you have been trying to fight whoever or whatever this is. For some of you, this may be a landlord. This might have to do with some of you facing possible eviction, or facing late rent notices that may not be fully like something that you have earned. It may have been by accident. Maybe your check came in late because of everything that's going on in the world right now, and you were forced to pay late. But there's definitely something around security and around your home. So this is either a situation taking place at home, or this is a situation taking place, if it's not at your home, then it's surrounding your home, and surrounding the place that you feel is your safe place. And everybody should have a home that they feel safe in. So, I would also strongly suggest that you start writing things down, especially with this Eight of Pentacles. What stands out to me about this card is that this person is working very attentively. They are taking note of the things around them, with the skyline, the city in the background, those little houses with windows there. And what they're holding in their hand almost looks like a pen. And I think that's a clue for you, Cancer, on how to address this situation, because sometimes we need a little bit more support, a little bit more you know of a safety net for ourselves than just confronting the person, especially if they're not listening. If this is an issue that you might have to bring to human resources, if this has to do with a job, for some of you this could have to do with your place of work, or for whatever reason, if you might have to get someone evicted, it is really important that you start writing things down, that you start writing down what occurred, or if you feel like this person is trying to you know, um, falsely accuse you of anything in any way. Writing everything down is everything. It also helps you to keep a clear head and to remember when certain things have happened. And it's just a safety net in general. It's a really good thing to do in situations like these, especially if you might have to go to the Board of Housing or someone who can help you if this is an issue with you being able to keep your housing. So we also have here the Devil card in the upright, which I just pulled for you, and the Knight of Swords. So you are experiencing some sleepless nights. Um, for some of you, this situation is a karmic situation. And I say that because the devil is present here also. For some of you, you may be dealing with a Capricorn, but for others of you, this is a very karmic situation. And it may be that at some point you lived with someone and you were not very fair to their needs. And that this time around, during the very karmic season of Scorpio, you are now experiencing the same inconveniences that you placed on people before. And you might be asking yourself, why is this happening to me? And this could be karma that you may have had to repay for a way that you treated someone. Now, if that is the case, this is probably something that, immediately jogged your memory when I said that. For others of you, this may be a karmic situation from a previous life, especially if you were tied to a mortgage with someone, or if there is some situation or some reason as to why you can't get out of this situation as fast as you would like. If you feel stuck, then most likely it is karmic, and you might have to cut ties with this person in a more spiritual way. So for those of you who are facing a karmic situation here, I'm just going to pull a few more cards for you and see what it is that you can do. Yeah, for some of you, I feel like this was karma that is coming back to you, possibly from how you treated someone else, and that you are now having to kind of feel whatever discomfort you may have put this person through, especially here with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune is a very karmic card as well. It can also represent karma. And so here with the Wheel of Fortune, it should be in reverse here. In reverse, I do see that this is a cycle that is unfinished, okay? So that is definitely represented here by the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And we also have the Ace of Cups in reverse as well here, okay? So this does represent a situation of emotional unrest, a situation that has taken up a lot of your mental space as well as heart space, emotional space. You might need to do some heart chakra healing work as well. It is also possible that this person might be seeking revenge on you for some reason. But I definitely do believe that there is a reason with this Five of Cups here as well, that this is almost like a fated circumstance for you guys. And so because of that, it's very difficult to get out of it until you've learned what the lesson is for you in this, okay? So I'm just going to pull some cards to help you guys out with that and to see what the lesson is in this, what you're meant to learn, and what the outcome is as well, all right? Okay, so with the Four of Pentacles here, that is bringing out a pretty clear narrative for me, all right? And what this could mean for some of you, and again, this doesn't apply to all, but for those of you that this applies to, you'll already know, okay? So for a lot of you guys, what this applies to is that you not only need to be careful to assert your own boundaries, but you need to also make sure that you're honoring others as well, especially if you find yourself going tit for tat with this person that you live with, feeding into this dramatic or this negative, chaotic energy. Because if you do that, if you feed into this energy, this pettiness, this energy of chaos, of unrest, you're going to continue to see this occur in your life. Especially here with the Four of Pentacles, we see this wheel pattern represented again that's here in the Wheel of Fortune. And what that's really telling me, guys, is that whether or not you heal this karmic cycle, whether or not you come out of this quickly or not, is totally in your hands, okay? Especially when you look here in this card, how she's holding the wheel in her hands. It literally will move when you do, okay? So because of that, what the universe is trying to get across to you is that as soon as you stop feeding into this pettiness, as soon as you stop going tit for tat with this person, as soon as you get them off of your mind and you start looking for places to move to, this person's energy will move off of you. I feel like some of you might be actually dealing with a Scorpio. Some of you might be dealing with a sibling. Others of you, you might actually be dealing with an energy vampire of some sort. You could be dealing with a relative that's an energy vampire, but they have latched onto you for whatever reason, whether it's karmic, whether it's just because this is a life lesson, not because of anything that you've done in your present life or in your past lives either. But it could just be that this is a karmic lesson of self empowerment for a lot of you, to understand how to not feed into negative cycles that leave you drained. And when we have the Five of Cups here, especially when I see cups spilled over, when I see cups that are in reverse, that often speaks to a situation that is emotionally and energetically draining us. Okay, so you definitely want to stop yourself from being drained by this person, and to end this cycle for you of disempowerment, it is best to not engage, because one of the things they say about negative and toxic people is the best way to win against them is to not play at all. Okay, there's no reason to engage in energy that you don't want to bring into your life, because every time you engage in negative energy, you are sending a signal that you want that energy brought into your life, because it's what you're paying attention to. Okay, and yes, there are times when we do have to put our foot down, where we do have to speak to people and say, I don't want to be spoken to that way, or this isn't okay with me. But by feeding into it, feeding into it is giving that same energy back, or seeking revenge. Those are ways that we can play into giving that same energy back, that then pulls us further into this cycle. Okay, so that was a general message for you, Cancer, but I am going to also pull some more cards for you, just to find out about love and about career and finance. So I think we're going to go into the career and finance aspect of your reading next, and I'm just going to pull some cards to see, Spirit, what is going on for Cancers this November in the area of finance. Okay, so I have here the Queen of Swords in reverse. And this indicates that you are rethinking, reassessing a previous situation. All right. So you may have been rethinking maybe a field. Maybe you're looking into going back into a field that you were once interested in. Some of you may have been out of work for some time, and you're thinking about going back into a field that you were in previously, maybe that you had some interest in, or that you feel like you might have some success in. Okay. So we also have here the Hierophant, and that is upright. And so I see that with these two cards together in the area of finance and career, you do have a interest and almost a passion in this area that you're considering working in. Okay, this is a field that you're probably very talented in. For some of you, this could be art, especially art that you make with your hands. Some of you may have a unique style of painting where you actually paint with your hands, as opposed to using like a regular brush. For others of you, you might be in the healthcare field. You might even be thinking about going back to school. Or you might like to do things like furniture making. I'm just naming a few things that stand out in this reading. So you know that if you are considering one of those fields, this message is for you. But I'm sure there are also others of you out there that have other fields of interest that you're looking to get into, and this message will apply for you also. Okay, so with the Hierophant card here, I do see that there is some sort of emotional commitment that you do have already to this field. This is something that you do have a care and a concern for. And when we see the Hierophant card, this is an area of your life where you could find stability. The Hierophant card also represents Taurus in the zodiac. Taurus is the area of life where we cultivate a lot of our prosperity. This is the area of life that is very fertile. Okay, this is the area of life that we can appreciate, that we love, and that we can often find great value in and create great monetary value for ourselves in as well. Okay, so when you have this Hierophant card here, this is a great indication that this would be a great area for you to start a career or business in. Okay, now I also have the Nine of Pentacles here in the reverse, and what this tells me is that you don't feel as fulfilled as you would like to at the moment. All right, but more than that, you also are lacking some of the confidence needed to be as successful in this field as you would like to be. Clarify the Nine of Pentacles here, please, Spirit. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are maintaining faith in yourself, that you're having faith in yourself as well. And here with the Knight of Wands, this is just confirming basically what I just said, which is that you want to walk into this field of interest with a lot of enthusiasm, with passion, and with confidence. The Knight of Wands often represents fire signs, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, which are signs that are known for their enthusiasm, with moving by being inspired by their intuition, and lots of confidence, okay? And this is the attitude that you need, Cancer, in order to move out of this energy of self-doubt and a lack of self-belief. So we also have in your reading for November your card that popped up in the spread. So the Chariot card came up in the spread as well. And this is letting me know that this Nine of Pentacles energy is what's holding you back. This is an area of life that you would actually be very gifted at, very talented with, and that would be ideal for the skill set and the natural gifts that you have. But you're standing in your own way right now with this lack of confidence. So you just know that even if this was an area that you tried previously in the past and it didn't work out, that this year or even this month for you is going to be a brand new start. And if you start with the faith in yourself and the confidence and passion to get this work done, that you're going to make great strides within the next year in this field of interest. Okay, so just take heart and actually follow up on those dreams, follow through with those dreams and make those things happen for yourself. And you'll see that as you do become more confident, you're going to be more productive. And as you're productive, even if you start out with no confidence at all, Cancer, the more that you do, the more physical evidence you'll have that you can be confident because you've done things. Now you've achieved things in that area of your life, okay? As you get achievements done and you set milestones in your work, you're going to have physical proof that you can do this. And then that self-doubt will slowly begin to disappear. It may not completely ever go away because we all doubt ourselves from time to time, every now and then. But it's no longer going to hold you back in the same way, all right? So that is your career and finance reading. And I'm just going to move on to love and see what's going on for you guys in love. So I do see here some interesting energies. Just going to place these cards here so that you can see everything that Spirit pulled out for you here. Right. So you have here the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Swords in reverse. I'm going to move some of these cards out of the way so you can get a good view of everything. You have the Seven of Swords in reverse as well. All right. And the Eight of Swords All right, in reverse. Okay. So I see quite a few of you here. You might be involved with the water. The most prominent signs here are water, air, and earth: Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. You could be involved with another sign. You could be involved with a fire sign, but I'm just seeing a lot of earth, air, and water here at present. But I mean, it really could be any sign at this point. What I'm seeing here, though, is that you are kind of double minded when it comes to a love connection. For some of you, I feel like this is a past person. Um, yeah, for some of you, I feel like this is a past person. This may be someone who you walked away from in the past, someone who walked away from you, but at present, you are not wanting to walk away from this person. You clearly care about them. Um, for some of you, you may be hung up on a love connection and thinking about possibly going back to a person that you dealt with in the past, all right? But I'm seeing here some confusion when it comes to communication, especially with so many swords cards do um, come up in this spread. I see here that there is definitely some trust issues. Um, so you may have heard something about someone that you have been seeing and you were unsure whether to believe it. This could indicate that this person's been cheating, seeing someone else, especially when we see the Seven of Swords card come up. This could indicate a possible infidelity or some sort of dishonesty, and you're just unsure as to what it is that you believe about this connection, especially here with the Eight of Swords in reverse. There's a lot of mental motion here with thoughts going back and forth. So it's like you don't want to walk away from this person. They're on your mind, but you're unsure as to whether you want to give them a love offer or not because you're not sure if they're worth it or whether this endeavor will be worth it. Okay, so I'm just going to pull out some more cards just to get a clearer picture of what's going on, as well as any advice that the universe may have for you. Okay, so the first card that came out was the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Hangman. All right, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay, and what these cards tell me is that this person that you're dealing with is definitely holding back a truth from you. With this Eight of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Swords here, this is this could be a deception of some sort, but what I'm getting from this is that um, there is something about this person that they don't want to tell you. This person doesn't want to tell you. They're not being forthright with you. Um, they may not want you to know. It could have something to do with your social circle or activities surrounding your social circle. But there is activity that this person has been a part of at some point that they feel like you may not respect and that you may not want to invest in them um, due to whatever it is that they've been doing. This could be an infidelity, this could be something from their past. But I'm seeing at this point with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse that you should withhold from investing, especially if this person has been asking you for money, which I'm sure is just a few of you. Um, but I do see that this is a time to wait, okay? This isn't a time where you want to rush the connection. This is a connection that needs to be earned off of trust. Some of you might be dealing with a Scorpio as well, all right? But I do see here that there is information that they are withholding from you. So if you feel like they are, this is not, you being paranoid. This isn't you. You have good reason to feel as if you haven't heard the whole story. And I think that this person cares about how you feel about them. They do like and value this connection. But you want to reserve investing in this, especially when it comes to material things, buying this person things, until you really understand this person's character and where they're coming from, okay? Because I do see that once you learn this, you may be a little bit less likely to want to invest right away with this connection. I think there may be some trust that needs to be built here. So I'm just going to pull a few cards and see what the outcome is. What is the outcome for love for Cancer for November? Okay. All right. Yeah. So we have the Ten of Wands in the reverse, the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. All right. The Three of Cups also in your spread here. I'm just going to move some of these other cards out of the way so you can see clearly. All right. And the Ace of Wands and the King of Wands all in the reverse, okay? So with so many cards in the reverse in your spread for the month of November, Cancer, this is letting me know that this is a month that you need to be doing a lot of reflecting, a lot of reviewing of your decisions, and that you need to reserve decision making for another time when you have a clear head and when you have the perspective, a full perspective of your options when it comes to the decision that you're trying to make. And what I'm seeing in reference to love for this situation is that when you do find out this news about this person, this could greatly impact your desire to have a relationship with them, okay? Now it doesn't mean that, that a relationship isn't going to happen. As a matter of fact, I feel like, especially if you were dealing with a Taurus or possibly a Gemini, the issue is not so much what they're going to tell you, it's the fact that you're going to want to know this about this person going in rather than hearing about it later, because you want to know who this person is and you want to fully understand them, okay? But I am seeing that you are going to be taking a huge burden off of your shoulders if you do not rush into commitment. And with the Ace of Wands here and the King of Wands, I do see that it is less likely that you're going to want to rush in once you know what this information is. Also, with the Three of Cups, I do see that there may be people around you who may have witnessed an event having to do with this person, or who may already know this person well and they may already know what this is. So if someone tells you something, don't necessarily think that they're lying. Of course, take it with a grain of salt, but I do think that there are people around you that may know more about this person than you do at this time, okay? So just be aware of that. Going into this connection or dealing with this person. Again, this does not mean that that this connection isn't going to work out. I feel like for a lot of you, you were in the early stages of the connection, possibly, the talking stage or dating, probably non-exclusively. And some of you might be in the later stages, which would be, getting up to being exclusive. All right. So I do feel like you need to have an open and honest conversation with this person. And, having this information, it doesn't necessarily mean that this person is lying to you. For some of you, that could be the case, especially if it has to do with infidelity. But I feel like if it has to do with infidelity for most of you guys, you will have already had a hunch of that, okay? So for some of you, this is just, a situation where this person loves you, or they care about you, they care about your opinion, they care about what you think of them, and they're not going to want to let you know right away, all right? Because they are afraid that you might judge them, okay? So make sure that when you deal with this person, you make them feel comfortable, you make them feel emotionally comfortable, and that you have a non-judgmental attitude towards them, because that will make them more likely to open up and to open up about this situation with you, all right? So I am going to pull an oracle card for you guys before we go, just so that you can find out what other messages the universe has for you, messages of inspiration the universe has for you for this month of November. And remember, guys, to like this video, subscribe to this channel so you'll be the first one to get notified about my pick a cards and monthly readings. And also, if you do have a Twitter, make sure that you follow me on Twitter. I have my handle below. If you're interested in a personal reading, don't hesitate to reach out to me through my email. I will be able to send you my reading offerings and we can go from there, okay? But let's go ahead and see what your oracle card has to say. So the card that you got was Lolo, Stand in the Light. And if you can see this beautiful orb surrounded by the butterfly, this really colorful butterfly front and center in this card here. And for you, actually, Cancer, this card came up in the reverse, okay? So this is letting me know that you are going through a lot of possibly dark and challenging times right now. And what the universe wants to encourage you to do is to stand in the light, okay? Especially if you have people around you that might be jealous of you or that might just be negative, and not trying to improve themselves in the same ways that you are. Make sure that you stand in your light, that you go to places where, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, finding people who inspire you. Make sure that you stand in your light. Make sure that you are inspired, that you feed yourself emotionally and mentally and physically every day. That you go out and exercise, that you get breaths of fresh air, that you stay in, that you go out and enjoy nature, that you do things that you love to do. Do things that help your light to shine